Hey, what's going on? Today we'll be discussing the Fallout series that is on Amazon Prime. Um, so the thing that I love about this show and who I think should be watching this show is very simple. The show reminds me of the Mandalorian series, if y'all have seen that, you know what I'm saying, Baby Yoda, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of stuff happening, Raiders, etc., etc. Um, the series is very much like you can watch it without having ever seen it, if that makes sense. You don't have to have played the games. You don't have to have actually. Most of the time, you don't even have to really know what's going on because the show does a great job of explaining it for new label, while simultaneously, I felt like coming from the person who actually played the games, it's very rewarding for people like myself that play Fallout 3, Fallout 4. I don't really mess with New Vegas, but there's a bunch of Easter eggs and cameos for things like that. Um, and when you start off watching it, like episode one, they start you off in the shelter, right? So the things that the shelter I'm talking about is called a vault, right? If memory serves correct, I believe it was Vault 33. But when I'm watching this, it's just like it's such a good series because of the fact that a lot of times when I watch live action shows, like let's say Death Note, you know what I'm saying, Dragon Ball Z, they didn't put as much effort as they should have with making it closer to how we remember it. But the part I like about it for people that are very nitpicky and say, well, this isn't canon or this is non-canon, the show itself is literally in its own universe. It's set apart outside of the Fallout universe. So it's gonna start you off and you're just gonna be sitting back, probably just relaxed and thinking a lot of these characters don't matter. Each and every character is important. And I'm going to discuss several different characters from Lucy, our main heroine. I'm going to discuss Maximus, Professor Wilzik, and last but not least, the Ghoul. So let's get to our main heroine, Lucy. So, so Lucy, right? Just a bottle full of sunshine. You feel me? Just very. I want to say naive because again, she's been raised in a safe haven, away from the post-apocalypse, away from the foul terrors that haunt the night in the wasteland. Um, she has no recollection of actually experiencing anything outside of the vault. So when the actual show starts, she's the daughter of the overseer. For those that don't know what the overseer is basically close as you can think the overlord of the vault. They're appointed above everyone else in the vault, and they see to the wishes of who does what goes where, and how it happens. And Lucy, when I think of her, she's just like the perfect representation of I don't know what's going on, but I have a really strong moral compass, and I want to treat everybody with what she refers to as the golden rule. She wants to help everyone. She wants to literally be there for everyone, but I feel like when you watch the series, you all can see where that's going to go. You're in a very terrible situation. You can't always be so trusting of everyone. But when you watch her, you people that you know, say kind of relate with like I want to say they're more so childish self where you don't know anything, so you just again you assume the best of everyone. You think that everyone has your best interest in heart, and you want to help. But you know, life in general, you can't help everybody. Just generally can't do that. And I feel like she plays this role so very good as we progress through season one. She eventually goes out to the wasteland, obviously, because it would be Fallout if you go outside the wasteland. And she just, she goes through a bad time. But I like her character because she pretty much, although shifts a little bit of things here and there, she sticks very, very close to the core belief that you should treat others how you want to be treated. I really do enjoy Lucy. All right, so next on this list we have Maximus. So Maximus is like he starts off with essentially like in a military environment with the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel, if you all don't know, is basically the front cover of Fallout 3 when you see like the big robotic dude with the gas mask and you can't see his eyes. He's just like Iron Man with a gun. That is the Brotherhood of Steel. The way that this faction was made was off of after the Fallout happened. We then got the remaining government of the USA basically raised themselves into a tiny militia known as the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel's mission essentially is to try to control the wastelands, eradicate their enemy faction, the Enclave, which is like a spin-off of the Brotherhood of Steel. They're both two parts of the government, but split off 2 different ways, if memory serves correct. The Enclave, I'm not so sure about. But their mission is to literally bring peace and order any means possible. And they're pretty fucking mean, as you're going to probably see it in this show. I love Maximus' character because Maximus is... He's basically born into the wasteland. And he's been in the wasteland his entire life, so he's experienced certain things and seen certain things that he doesn't trust everyone immediately. He doesn't. And he's kind of like the underdog for the show. So you're going to love his character development, his build-up, and where he's going to go forward, like as far as the series goes. I think he did a very good job of basically being... He kind of symbolizes... Because Lucy symbolizes being a new player, right? She's completely fresh. He symbolizes... I've been playing the game, you know, for a little bit, and I still don't know everything. I'm kind of new. But like I said, I cannot wait to see more of him in season 2. So Professor Wilczek, please, when I first watched this for the first time, I didn't really pay attention to him the way I should have. You really need to watch everything he does. He's very, very important. So he's a part of what I talked about earlier, the Enclave. The Enclave is another faction very similar to the Brotherhood of Steel. They have similar technology with the super suits, the exoskeletons. But the Enclave is much more nefarious, I would say. The Enclave's mission is to control the waste by force. So they're actually the reason we have death claws. If you've ever seen a death claw, it is a horrible effect. So the death claw, people said that they're looking for the death claw in Fallout, right, in the series. I predict, and I could be wrong, but I predict we've already seen the death claw. It was very brief. Which I also want to talk about. Another thing I love about this actual series as a whole is that the series itself does a really good thing with sound. So a lot of people have basically went to go play the game after seeing the series, which I love because it's going to bring the game more exposure, and they're probably going to even release a full game after that. If you listen carefully while you're watching this, you pay very close attention, there's a moment where Wilczek is walking through the Enclave facility, the research laboratories, and there's like this da-da-da-da, 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 and you see like this thing with like this big, meaty, strong claw, death claw, being carted away very briskly because when I played the game, the death claws could not be controlled. They're like demon spawn, which actually I'm going to pull it up image for you all. It's this little guy right here. See him? This is what I meant when I said death claw. Imagine this thing is built like, it's just like a literal demon. It stands 8 feet tall. It can literally rip open the concrete beneath you. It takes so many bullets to kill it. If you see this in the game, just completely avoid it. Like, if you can, just avoid it. It's too fast. It's too strong. Fallout 4 got even worse. In Fallout 3, I used to sit on top of stuff and just shoot it. This thing in Fallout 4 can literally throw, we're talking like straight concrete at you and dig underground with his bare claws. Like, imagine going through the earth like and dirt with just your claws. It's that strong. And as you can see, as powerful as this thing is, that's why it could not be controlled. I don't know why they would make something like that, but you know, more power to you. Like I said, going back to Dr. Wilczek, Professor Wilczek was basically, everyone wants him, and you're gonna see as to why later. But like I say, you have to see every scene as important. This is not something you want to kind of have playing in the background. You want to kind of watch it, and I would even say after you finish the entire run through, it has replay value to where you want to watch it again to see the parts you missed, if that makes sense. But we're going to get to my favorite character. The rudest, tootinest, most shoot 'em up cowboy there is. And it ain't good old fashioned Toy Story. It's the ghoul. So for those that don't know what ghouls are the people that were basically irradiated over a pretty long period of time, which you can actually become a ghoul in the Fallout game. They're treated as like a subspecies. A lot of towns don't like having ghouls around because, as you'll find out later, ghouls essentially are akin to, if they don't get enough formula to keep themselves normal, they become zombies. And it's only a matter of time if they don't get enough proper medicine and medication, which is actually part of the ghoul's motivation. I'm not going to reveal his entire motivation because I guess I want you all to watch the series and enjoy it for yourselves, but part of the motivation for what he does is he's trying to make sure he doesn't turn before he you know, finds what he's looking for. The ghoul, for me, is the reason I watched this show. His abilities are crazy because, as I said, ghouls are like zombies. He has a healing factor, so he can take a lot of damage and still be okay. He's basically pretty immune to normal radiation because his body's basically conditioned itself to adapt to the wasteland and itself. So imagine people, as they've been in the wasteland for too long and drinking too much water, over time become ghouls. Their skin gets really flaky. You just see his nose kind of fell off. He doesn't really need it anymore. Like I said, this dude is like the Wild Western bad guy, but his story is so much deeper than that. And when you see him, I'm telling you, y'all are gonna definitely like this character. He's akin to a player that's played the game for, let's say, probably I'd say 8 times over, 9 times. He's once you play the game and you just want to be the villain and tear everything up. That's essentially what he is. He plays by his own rules. He does as he sees fit, and he's not gonna let anyone's moral compass derail him from doing what he wants to do or has to do. There's some kind of hints I'm kind of getting from the ghoul that he may have been a part of the Brotherhood of Steel at one point, because he has this intimate knowledge of their armor. It just doesn't make sense how else you'd know unless you have worn the armor. But like I said, that's yet to be revealed. So like I said, I've loved the Fallout series, from the sound design to the character build up to what each character represents. So like I said, Lucy is like pure good, gotta do good, help everybody. Maximus is like kind of do good, but I kind of I've seen the wasteland, so I ain't gonna be like helping everybody. The ghoul is like, it is what it is, and we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. The choice is yours. I'm telling you, like all of those. And then Wilzik is, I just want to say he's just a villain, really. I mean, he's not even, I can't say he's a help. He's more of a villain, I guess. Neutral? No. Wilzik's neutral. He's neither good nor bad, to be quite honest. Like I said, I've enjoyed the Fallout series as a whole. I might even get back to playing the game again, because I do have Fallout 4. I might have to get back to playing it again. Let me know what y'all think about the series as y'all watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. This has been Masking Tears. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Till next time. Peace.